Hello, everyone. Today we have another book to launch, and this book is Page Turner. And we've got Zack Condick here today to tell us all about his book and the lessons that you're going to learn from his amazing book. So, welcome, Zack.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for supporting me writing the book.
Not a problem. It was really about supporting Zack to tell his story so that he could make a difference out there and help others. But the journey itself was a really healing journey, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. But the book is called You Can't Beat Me. What an amazing cover there. And it's about defying the odds. So there's lots of jam-packed information, but firstly, I love Zack because he's just the down-to-earth, typical guy that got stuck into his footy in his youth and soccer and lots of sporting things until, he had some really crazy things coming his way, and not just one, many, but you're going to have to read the book about that first. But Zack, tell us, why did you write this book?
I wrote this book because I want people that have been in my situation, who are going through where their lives turned upside down, where they're going through heartbreak, whether it's through a divorce or relationship or even health issues. I want them to know that it's not the end and the hard times will pass. You just got to find what works for you and what health alternative things you can find to make you get through those hard times. And yeah, that's why I've written my book, to help people.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And there's so many tips in there because Zack went through, some great, what do we call, challenges and trauma and, some unexpected things that took him off the football field. And as a young boy at the age of 21, being able to be stopped in a sport that you loved and you could have gone really far in, it can turn a young guy's life upside down. And yet you had challenge after challenge. And that's why I love You Can't Beat Me, defying the odds, because you've defied the odds. But I know that, like you said, who the book's for, but anyone going through a challenge, or that they've got their heart set on something and something then turns their world upside down. And I love when you just said then about, some alternative ways of, working with, as you did with your medical condition, but also your mindset. So tell us a bit about, what, without giving away the whole story, what is it that got you through? Because I know that you tell your story. It was a real healing exercise for you as well, would you say?
Yeah, writing the book, yeah, it healed lots of traumatic things through the book that I didn't know that I held in, because you have to put up a shield because you're taking it one day at a time. When you're fighting cancer, it's one of those things where you can't just look too far forward. So you have to put on a brave face and just take it day at a time. So yeah, kind of how I approached it.
Yeah, I love that because cancer was only one of the challenges that you had. There was lots of other challenges that happened that turned your life upside down, but you kept fighting and you keep defying the odds. And why is it so special this time of the year in August that we're launching this book?
Yeah, it's a significant time for my family because, yeah, obviously the 5 to 7 years of heartache that we went through, not just one illness, two, and then the multiple surgeries, but it marks that it's 4 years cancer free. And that's one of the most important things in my journey, is that I'm still here to tell my story. We don't know yet about my leg, but with the 4 years, that I'm in a safer zone with cancer and with the scan. So that's really promising.
That is amazing news. And with those, 4 years cancer free and everything that you went through, what I love is that you've documented your journey. And throughout the book, there's tips, there's tricks to be able to help people, not just, going down this journey of cancer. It's being in control yourself, and you share so many tips and tricks on what people can do for themselves, not just relying on all the medical doctors, but also branching out to a lot more alternative therapy that gave you power. Is that what got you through, is knowing that you took control and started to take sort of that control back no matter what was happening to you?
Yeah, because obviously having just smacked, oh yeah, you have cancer, it's what can I control now? I can't control what's happened to me, but I control how I go about it. So I've got a meeting saying that you've got 8 months of grueling chemotherapy and life-changing operation, removing your whole shin bone. It's what can I do to support my body through the chemotherapy, through the surgeries, and prevent it spreading. So yeah, it's up to you what research you want to do, but I found what can I possibly do to change the odds? Because they gave me a percentage of 20% chance to live after all the medical therapies, the chemo and the surgery. So it's like, that's not very good odds. So what can I do to make that not be a statistic? So that's where I went out and done find my own alternative therapies that you'll see through my book. I won't give too much away, but yeah, that's what's got me through. And mainly like family and love and support as well. You can't leave them out.
Yep, I absolutely love that. So I think, like you said, there's so much that you share, your story, you share all your beautiful families. There's so much in there because you obviously weren't a dad when this started, and there was autoimmune disease that was throughout that happened before the cancer, and there's so much that's happened after that. So the journey wasn't just about, being diagnosed with cancer. There's things that have happened before and after, and just getting hit and hit. That definitely You Can't Beat Me and Defying the Odds was such the perfect title for your book, but there's also tips throughout. So people can actually get in there and say, okay, well, what has Zack shared with me, but then, and his story, but then what's in it for me? And I think what's really important, that as people read through this, and I know that with Zack, it was so important for him to feel that he was making a difference. It's raw, it's real, but not only is Zack sharing his story, he's sharing his tips and his techniques that got him through. And you can, as a person that may be going through a challenge, can learn not only from, the story, but also Zack documenting some of the things that he did that helped him through to defy those odds. So I think we're very grateful that you've, shared your story, but that you've got so much in there for the reader. Maybe somebody about to go through this journey could pick up this book, and it could give them the courage to keep fighting and pushing through, even though some of their dreams might have changed. I know for you, you're now creating new dreams of sharing your story and getting out there and helping more people. So, we thank you. And, I suppose, like I said, I love where it says, have you ever been pushed to the edge of breaking? Have you ever felt too worn down to keep fighting? And have you ever wanted to quit and admit defeat? You're not alone. And I love that when you write about that, Zack. So what are you hoping that the readers will get from this book that will help them?
I hope I can give them some like inspiring tips, but also empower them to not give up because like you're not a statistic and you don't have to be if you put in the work because I went out and sourced mine and I'm still standing today. So there's a lot of things out there that can help you and make it a lot easier. But yeah, that's how I got through.
Yeah, no, I love the courage that you've done by being raw and honest in your book. So the link will be down below. Go and grab your copy. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing your story and helping others to defy their odds.
Thank you for having me.